Welcome in, everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. How was your Christmas, gentlemen?
Fantastic.
Oh, was it Christmas?
I know, right?
Mine was pretty good. You got to spend a few seconds with the kids without the phones for a minute, which was nice. And then we got to watch the movie Red One, which was also a better than expected movie.
Yeah,
that was a surprise 7.
Yeah, Red One was funny.
But let's be real. Does The Rock ever make a bad movie?
Yes. The Rock makes plenty of bad movies.
Yeah, I've never seen one that
I'm actually not a fan of The Rock in movies most of the time. I think he killed the Fast and Furious.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like I think he killed that whole franchise.
To be fair, the writing was dead for that franchise by the time he got there.
I thought it died by the time he got to Tokyo Drift.
No, so Tokyo Drift was like Jaws 3. You know what I mean? Like Jaws 1 and Jaws 2 kept in the storyline. Jaws 3 decided, let's give the shark an attitude. And let's take it away from New Jersey. So and then put Ryan Gossett Jr. as the main guy. So it was like all three of those. Like they said, 1 and 2 were great. 3 didn't matter.
Well, 3 was just like it was almost because it didn't tie into the rest of it very well until later, right? It just seemed like its own standalone thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you had some cameos, but it wasn't directly related until later when they tied characters in.
Right.
So that's like when they're like, "Oh, this is a sequel," and you're like, "By name only."
Yeah, I know.
So
it's that was like that could have been like the beginning of Sharknado before the NATO.
Yep.
But yeah, like I thought Fast and Furious 3 was okay. 4 started to teeter. And then anything after that.
As soon as the stunts got like so ridiculous, and then by the time they went to space and stuff, I mean, what are we doing?
Yeah, the whole space thing was weird. That was like Friday the 13th in space.
Jason X.
Yeah.
Come on now. Let's. There's no way that Jason got on the space shuttle or the International Space Station.
Right. Yeah.
So, anyways, and then of course he gets thrown out into space and then miraculously makes it back down to Earth to start his haunt all over again.
No, I know that was a bad movie. That was a future too, so it was not only just in space, but it was in the distant future. So that was an interesting one.
Yeah. Anyways, that all being said, yeah, The Rock makes plenty of bad movies.
Yes.
Fair enough. I don't know. Every time I think of one, I'm like, I thought it was funny. Even like his dumb one, the Tooth Fairy. So I just feel like he does pretty good.
You could be a fan of The Rock. You are allowed.
Yeah,
exactly. And it's not that some of them aren't entertaining. Like tons of them are entertaining. They're just not necessarily good movies.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm winning an Academy Award, but I could sit through his movies and be like, okay,
yeah, like you're winning a Razzie probably, but they can still be entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I feel. Right? It's like it's The Rock.
So, but yeah, Red One was okay.
Yeah, Red One was good. The one I liked better than that came out last year or year before. It had the guy from Stranger Things. I forget the name of the movie offhand. Basically
Stranger Things.
He became Santa, but he was a Viking or something that like murdered 1 million people before.
Oh, Violent Night.
Violent Night. There we go.
Yeah, that's a good one with David Arbor.
That one was funny.
Yeah,
that one was funny.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one. And then if you like wrestlers turns evil Santas, then there's Bill Goldberg as Santa in Santa's sleigh. Have you ever
Okay.
Have
All
you
right.
seen that one? Yeah. Santa's sleigh, and he's like a homicidal Santa. It's a horror movie. It's Krampus on steroids.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we watched I did the same thing. Watched Christmas movie. Watched if you haven't seen it, it's a good movie. It's called The Man Who Invented Christmas. It's about Charles Dickens writing A Christmas Carol, and
okay.
but it's really the way they do it. It's really well done. But it's a pretty cool movie. Family friendly, so that's a good one if you want to watch with the kids. But yeah, that's what
The Man Who Invented Christmas. I was expecting that to be
Yeah.
about the story about Coca-Cola,
Right.
because they're the ones that really invented Christmas.
They're the ones that definitely commercialized it. There's no
Yeah,
doubt.
yeah. I was gonna say they commercialized it for sure.
Well, they are the ones that created Santa Claus.
So
I mean, there's lots of different stories.
So they're who came up with the imagery of it for sure.
oh, the jolly fat man in the
Yeah.
red suit. Yeah, because Kringle was like more of a deity, right? So he wore like mistletoe hats and leaves and stuff like that as a suit. So yeah.
And yeah, whatever. And then there was, then you come with the whole Krampus thing, which was, he was the one that was supposedly putting coal in all the stockings or all the.
Oh,
the
he's the
boots.
one that his big thing was he would come and steal children if you were bad.
Yeah.
And on the naughty list, he'd steal the children away.
Like
and
he
bring
was
you to his
straight
cave and,
murdering
like,
kids.
Like he tortured you and like ate you alive as a child if you were bad. Like he was. That was not a story you told your kid as a Christmas story unless you were like, I got a delinquent over here. I need
As
to.
soon as they were acting up, that's when you do it. You're like, you're gonna get eaten by this monster.
put you in a bag and take you to his cave.
Remember how I said monsters weren't real? Well, this one is. Like,
There
man.
was football on yesterday. Did you guys actually even watch any of that?
I did. I watched.
two
I
or
watched
three.
all of it because we're not really doing our Christmas get together until Sunday. So, like, I went and visited some friends yesterday and whatever. But yeah, I had a day that yeah, exactly, all day football.
Yeah.
And Donna's husband had to be kind of excited about it because the Dallas offense did just enough. It lets you know that they don't play defense at all because Washington, with nobody on the team, was still right there at the end. But you had a couple of exciting offensive plays for Dallas that looked good.
Yeah, actually, I thought the game was enjoyable to watch. There were some plays there. It was like you said, it was like bad football, but bad enough to be good in a sense. Like two teams who at least there was some scoring. And actually for a second there, I thought Washington was going to win. Thinking to myself like, maybe they'll pull out a Christmas miracle here. And unfortunately they didn't, but yeah.
And you know what got me at the very end, the very, very end, they bring out all this steak and the Cowboys decide to share one.
Yeah, I saw that. The three tomahawks.
There's like 4 or 5 tomahawks on there. It may have only been 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they all decided to just take a bite and pass it around. Let's eat off of one tomahawk instead of everybody getting their own.
No, and then
the Vikings were like, shit, you're getting tomahawks? We got 17 of them. We're eating this stuff right now.
It's funny too because like you see Dak took such a huge bite. You could see him like on TV like take such a huge bite, and I don't think he likes raw meat because you could see that meat was rare. Like they definitely cooked it as a rare steak. He took this giant bite, and you see him spit like half of it out onto the ground, and then he's just got this big lump in his mouth the whole time while he's talking. Like he wanted to chew but not swallow.
What's the Brokeback celebration? I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, he spit it out. You see that? He was like, oh.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Spitter. He's a spitter.
Uh,
You don't
yeah.
take that home.
I didn't watch the halftime show. So
I didn't either.
yeah.
I skipped the halftime, and then I watched I watched that game, and then I watched the Denver. I didn't watch the Denver game, and then it was Vikings Detroit.
Yeah, that one was probably the most disappointing of the games.
Oh, that was I'm embarrassed. I'd be ashamed to be a Detroit Lions fan at this point now.
What's happening, Cam? Yeah, no, it was such a disappointing game. Like, obviously, the Lions have everything to play for in that game, right? They come out, they turn the ball over 6 times, and then they must have had 8 different passes that were batted down and another 2 that could have been intercepted. So, it was the ugliest game possible. And the Vikings defense, they made the Vikings defense look all world out there.
Oh, well, when you have 6 turnovers, you look all world.
Yeah.
Well, even when they weren't turning the ball over, they were hitting him, sacking him, knocking the ball down. They were in the backfield as much as the running back was. It was
that offensive line did not protect him. It didn't even look like it opened up any good running lanes. Like, you could see them down there. There were times they were down. I'm sitting there going, why are you trying to run up the gut, on the goal line when you just did 2 in a row and got stuffed? Like, you got to very uncreative towards the end there and trying to score. Like, it just seemed like, give it to Montgomery up the middle. Give it to Montgomery up the middle. It's not working. It's not working.
It was terrible. And the offensive line, it was just, exactly. Offensive line was terrible. You kind of felt bad for Goff because, they were back there as fast as the ball got to him. So you're not going to win a lot of games that way. If it's a jailbreak up front, you could be the most mobile guy in the world and you're still getting crushed behind that. And yeah, I do think I still think the Lions are a good team. They're going to run into some issues because they got to start signing people. And they did suffer from a defense that had everybody hurt yet again. So, there were definitely things going against them.
So their biggest problem right now, and what I thought and what I noticed from them, is that they changed their entire offensive scheme.
Yeah.
And you can't do that in week 15. You just can't. And that was the problem. I think Dan Campbell, he's the coach, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the coach. I just want to make sure I got his name right. And I didn't want to... I think he took over the reins, and then he tried to implement an entirely new system based off of Ben Johnson's system.
Yeah.
And in the process of that, it failed because you can't change the system in the end of the season. Especially in 4 days.
It's this right here. They're on their backup's backup.
Yeah. Like, there was no excuse.
Wild.
There was definitely no excuse for their performance. I don't get it though. Would you say, like, okay, after watching last year, watching this year, you think this is all coaching then? Because to me, I feel like their defense was hurt all last year too, and they still put up.
Yeah. So numbers, right? The difference there is their defense was hurt last year too. Sure.
Yeah.
But all of your coaching staff was in place.
That's what I mean.
So now you have all new coaching and everybody gets hurt. And then you have Dan Campbell taking over the reins, like you said, week 15. And there's just too many moving parts, especially once you get down into the depth of your roster. Even if they made the playoffs, they weren't really built to have a run this year, the way everything has come together.
Yeah, no, Dan is not on the hot seat.
No,
they love him there so much. I would think that, like, he would be
DC, possibly, yeah. Although, again, you may potentially get the pass because of how much the defense was hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their defensive coordinator, maybe. They need a new offensive coordinator. They definitely need somebody else who knows what the hell they're doing.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they may have new coordinators next year, just altogether. But if you were going to make a case for the DC, it'd be easy to say, well, everybody's hurt. We're in a tough division. You could at least make the case for it. The offensive side, there's no reason they looked like they did.
Yeah. And you got to feel sad. I mean, Ben Johnson he's taken Chicago all the way to the playoffs. He's not missing it this year. Right? You lose it, right? Like how sad is that in the division? You'll always see who, and that's why I kind of wonder, was it him really? Was he the real like glue to that team in the last couple of years?
The Bears had a nice team. They had complete incompetence up front with Eberflus. So, I mean, he comes in, he strengthens that O-line. They had weapons. They had a running back. They had a defense that was solid. So they wildly underperformed under Eberflus. So Eberflus getting out of there, they bring in Ben Johnson. You have, somebody that at least has an idea of how to coach a team. And then you fix the one element of that team that was bad, which was the interior offensive line. First thing he did was get 3 new guys for the interior, right? So now, did I think they'd be as good as they are? No, of course not. But it's not like he was taking over the Saints. And you're just like, okay, go rattle off 11 or 12 wins. Like, yeah, that's not going to be a thing. With the Bears, they at least had a team.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think Montgomery had a down season because he didn't have really a good offensive line.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing. You could almost say the same thing about Saquon Barkley. Was he is his best days behind him? I mean, you could say that maybe, but that was because his best days was, 2,100 yards.
I know last year, like that's and to think he gave that up. He gave up the chance to win, to break the record, right, and probably solidify his MVP run last year in a couple games just to be a team player. But think of what his best day really would have been. But you're right. I don't. To replicate that's just difficult. So.
And so I guess this is a good question for you guys because this will be very interesting. Assuming everybody holds serve, because I suspect that everybody's going to hold serve.
Sure.
That Chicago will lose to the 49ers and that you guys will beat Sister Mary the Poor.
We're playing the Panthers.
Yeah. You're playing the team
they have been playing much better coming down the stretch here. Certainly,
and you're playing a 1:00 game on the East.
Yeah, it's an away game, so it'll be 1:00 our time,
and it's 1:00 in the East. So that's a little bit of a tough one, a little bit.
So it'll be tough just because their defense is good and our offense is wildly inconsistent. So that game, I think we win, but it will be so much closer than it should be.
Well, I think we win too. I hope we win. I mean, we thought the Rams would destroy them, and look what the Rams ended up. The Rams saw the tail end of them there. So anything can happen. I think for me though, what concerns me is they're fighting for their division. I mean, they're in the lead of their division, and if they win out, they win their division.
Correct.
And
that actually
not for nothing. Even if they lose this game and they win the next game, they win.
I guess that's true, right? Because they're a game ahead of Tampa. So even if Tampa,
this game becomes almost a throwaway if they chose it to be. If they wanted to rest their starters for their playoffs to start next week, this would be a good game for them to do so. Actually, because their playoffs begin next week. Because doesn't matter what they do, short of Tampa losing this week. If Tampa loses this week and they win, and then it's over.
Yeah.
But short of that, it's going to come down to Tampa. So you play for the division, then you have the wild card, then you have the divisional round, and so on and so forth. So in essence, they could rest their starters this week.
Yeah. I mean, really, the Seahawks could do the same.
No.
right? Because we're a game ahead. So if anything,
Absolutely not.
we can go. Well, I mean, you want us to play, but
No. You can't. You need to win because otherwise the Niners could potentially pave their own way to
The Niners do pave their own way. So
Exactly.
interestingly enough, both
Yeah.
the Seahawks and the 49ers control their own destiny.
correct.
And even with a loss, so the problem with the loss is that you actually bring the Rams back in the mix.
Yes.
do we?
That's
I thought
the
we had
problem.
tiebreaker with the Rams.
No, I thought that you don't have the tiebreaker with the Rams.
So
It
we
goes
do
down
have
to
the
the
tiebreaker, but we wouldn't if we lose to the Panthers.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Because we have
So
the
if
conference.
it ends today, we do. Even if our records were tied, we end today, we do.
no,
Because
but losing to the Panthers does it. Is
exactly
the problem?
because then it's a conference loss.
I see. Okay, so we would lose that. We would end up losing because of the conference tiebreaker if we bring the
Yeah.
Rams back in.
It actually comes down, and it's not even that because you guys would have the same record in conference too. It goes down to that fifth tiebreaker where it's the combined, it's like strength of schedule almost.
Yeah.
And they had a much harder strength of schedule than you guys did.
Yeah, it's basically for the Seahawks to have the number 1 seed, they have to win out. And so they can't take a game off. They can't be, whatever. Now, obviously they're in the playoffs either way. So that part of it's already decided. But if you win out, you get the number 1 seed. If the Niners win out, they get the number 1 seed. But there's still a scenario that the Rams could pull it off. So I mean, like there's no nobody gets to take time off in the NFC.
So because what happens is that the Rams win out. If the Rams win out and the Seahawks lose one game, not to the 49ers, so that if they lose this week, that they lose that tiebreaker. Like I said, it goes down to the fifth tiebreaker, and it could absolutely be a 3-way tie.
Yeah,
It can't be a 3-way tie because if the Seahawks win,
well, no, because if we beat the Niners, then it can't.
Right.
Yeah, but the thing is with the Rams, if they win out, that is they have 2 conference games, right? And they're 2 easier conference games. They got Atlanta and the Cardinals. So those are both wins for the Rams, unless they just fall apart. So, I mean, there's a lot of pressure at the top of the NFC here.
Yeah, I like it. Because that means you guys are all beating each other up, and the Eagles are just because I don't think that the Eagles now are going to get this number 2 seed. I just don't see any. There's ways that it could happen. We cannot get the 1 seed now at all because the 49ers won. The moment the 49ers won last week, we lost the number 1 seed. There was a small chance with them losing, but I mean, that wasn't going to happen. We can still get the number 2 seed, but that requires Chicago to lose both games and us win both games. I think we're going to win both games anyways, even though we may not play any of our starters in the last week of the season.
Exactly. It also brings the Bears in that scenario. So if they lose,
well, I mean, but the Bears have to play the 49ers. So unless the Bears beat the 49ers and the 49ers are out of the mix.
Yes.
And then it's only Seattle and the Rams that are in the mix. Because the Rams also have the tiebreaker on Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I guess that would make the Bears, unless the NFC or if the West, if all 3 teams lose out, then the Bears can get in.
Well, and you can't have all 3 teams lose out because the 49ers and the Seahawks are going to play each other. And the Rams have to lose a game. Rams have to lose both games. The Seahawks have to lose both games. And Chicago's got to beat the 49ers.
Yes.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
So, yes, is it possible? Sure. Are the Rams going to lose to the Cardinals that have already have their tee time chosen? Doubt it.
Well, they're not going to lose to the Falcons either. I mean, like the Rams will probably beat both those teams up. So yeah, no, it's
Yeah, barring some like crazy injury.
I love it though, because it means the last week of the season actually matters, right? And then even when you're looking at the South, Tampa and Carolina, they're going to have to play, right? Because especially for that one, only one team's coming out of the South. So that last game is going to be for a playoff spot.
Yeah. I really wish the Seahawks would have. I'm not as happy about the last game of the season being important because it's against the 49ers. And I mean, they've been undercover all season, sitting there ready to take the number one, and our history with them. I just went through that stress of the Rams game. I don't want to go 2 weeks later through the stress of the 49ers game.
Honestly,
I wanted the Rams schedule the rest so we could just close it out and be like, okay, cool.
You know what? That sounds like your cat. Such a pussy.
I am. I don't want to play the 49ers again until it's the playoffs.
You're going to have that level of stress this Sunday.
No, I know.
Because the Panthers are not going to be an easy win. Like, I would bet that this game is going to look a lot like the first half of the Atlanta game. Because our offense just really doesn't they just can't seem to get consistent play out of the and it starts up front, right? That offensive line is so inconsistent.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, if you lose to the Panthers and then happen to beat the 49ers, you'll have to play the Panthers again.
See, that wouldn't worry me. Because that would be a scenario where I think our defense would be mad.
Yes.
Like, if you wanted to see a quarterback get hurt, it would be then. Like, they'd be coming after him.
We'll see.
Yes,
the one thing that your team is really good at is kicking field goals.
They are excellent at that.
I'll take it. Hey, if it gets us the win, any way to get the win. If it means I got to kick 6 field goals, I'll take it. Right? A win's a win.
6 field goals was wild.
I know, right? But they're good at that. My worry is to see how Carolina plays, is because the Seahawks, as you're saying, our offense is inconsistent, but we also tend to play to the level of our competition. So, that's what worries me, is like we should come in and be able to dominate Carolina, but I think we'll play down to Carolina's level, which will allow Carolina to stay in the game. That's what I get worried about. 49ers is a whole different story. I'm just rooting for Chicago right now. Right now, this week, Chicago, all the way, please. I just need them to win. And
yes, that is what we're saying, Scott, is if the Niners and the Hawks both lose, then yes, the Rams control their own destiny.
Yeah, which means that's a gimme for them. So,
yeah, I mean, yes. Yeah.
We'll see. But we're getting excited. I mean, it is playoffs. Football's coming here. We've got good games. I mean,
it's already playoff football, right? Because now you're playing for seeding.
I mean, even like when I was thinking about it, even your Philadelphia Bills game, I mean, in a sense, that could be a preview of the Super Bowl, right? Because if Philly could turn it on,
no chance.
You can see Philly in there, and you don't think you could see a Philly Buffalo?
No, I think that's the least of the opportunities. I do not think that Josh Allen or that defense is good enough.
It's the defense. That being said, could they make it to the Super Bowl? Sure, because the AFC is weird. Especially when you are talking about, the fact that the Patriots, although have looked good, haven't really played a tough schedule. So, tough to say. The Broncos, again, the defense is great. The offense is, questionable because, you saw them struggling last night, right? So it's, they were struggling against a third string guy So I don't know. There's no AFC team I really believe in.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Guys-
I get that.
Real quick, I gotta go move my car real quick. I'll be back in like 2 minutes.
Cool.
He said 2 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Interestingly enough, one of the things that is going under noticed is that there are 3 divisions where worst went to first.
For sure.
The New England Patriots, the Chicago Bears, and the Carolina Panthers.
Yep.
The
And-
worst to first.
Jeremy, like the Falcons can absolutely just randomly wake up. Like that can happen. I wouldn't rule it out. But yeah, no, worst to first, and then there was there was a lot of dominant teams that just aren't in the mix at all.
Here's the problem with that whole thought process with the Falcons. LA has had like a mini bye week now.
Yeah, exactly.
So they played last Thursday and now they're playing on Monday.
Yep.
Now, to have to turn around and play again on Sunday, it's a short week. I get it, blah, 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 against, Sister Mary of the Poor. But Sister Mary of the Poor is going to try to disrupt a little bit. But
Mhm.
I don't know. I think the Falcons are, bird meat. And I think that they,
No,
they're
no.
no
Like,
good.
they're cooked for sure. But if for whatever reason the Rams start to overlook them and they rattle off one of those good games that they've had this year, they've had 2 of them, but but they have it in them. I mean, could they jump out and surprise the Rams? As a Seahawk fan, I hope so. I feel like it's really unlikely, but I wouldn't mind it.
So thinking about like who's in the playoffs right now, because ultimately there's not much that's going to change in either conference. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's just
figure that I
Like,
think that the
the
Steelers
only-
are in.
I think the only one that's questionable is the Carolina Tampa. Yeah, I think everybody else is pretty much locked up.
Well, no. I mean, so did the Bears lock the division now? Is that what happened?
I think with that loss they did.
No, they did not. So they can
me double
still win the division. Yeah, because if the Bears lose twice and the Packers don't lose, that tie comes into play.
Yeah. The
Oh
Packers,
yeah, they would beat them by the tie.
So the only division across the board is the Eagles division. Every division is still up for grabs.
Yep.
Yeah.
How interesting that is.
Yeah, that's right. Because with Detroit's loss, right, that put Green Bay right at back. Green Bay's already solidified there.
Green Bay solidified their playoff chances by
Okay.
Detroit losing, because now there's no chance because the
For
tie
Detroit.
works for them. It would work against them had Detroit won and the Packers lost both games. So the Packers now could start to get healthy, figuring that they are not going to be able to get up onto the 7th seed. Now, again, who do they play this week? Let's see. The Packers are playing. Oh, they play on Sunday or Saturday versus the Ravens.
Yeah, that's funny. The divisions are all top heavy, aren't they?
They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
That is very, very strange that every single division is
Up for
haves and
grabs,
have-nots.
except the NFC East, which is all Eagles.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And Dallas solidified that by the
Well,
going on regular
actually,
season,
the Eagles
right?
solidified that. Just Dallas sucks.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. Even though number 1 seed is available in both conferences still.
Yeah. Who's up for the number 1? Right now it's Denver, right? They have it. And then
Denver has the number 1. With a loss, the Patriots would take it over. It's also possible that the Bills could take it over. The Bills, do they have the tiebreaker against? I got to find that out. Did they beat Denver? Or did Denver beat them? Oh, no, they didn't play.
They didn't play. So, oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'd rather see either Denver or Bills. I mean, to me, the Patriots are pretenders anyway.
Well, we're going to solve this problem anyways once we win this Sunday. So,
Yeah,
that'll solve that problem.
I'm pulling for you. I picked you in my pick'ems this week, so
Yep.
I need you to win.
Yeah, the fact that it's a 1.5 point spread in Buffalo, and it's going to be warm. When I say that, 40 degrees.
Yeah.
So that's warm in Buffalo.
It's actually a good temperature to play ball. So
yeah, I like that. I'm game. The Colts are still a possibility of getting in the playoffs. I don't think that'll happen.
No.
Houston would have to really poop the bed.
I think Houston's going to win out. Like, I got them over the Chargers this week. I think they can take them. I think Houston's making their run. To me, they're one of my favorites for Super Bowl. I like them.
That's who I think has a more opportune chance. I think that Houston, Jacksonville, I know that we keep thinking about that Jacksonville is wishy-washy, but they just play good ball at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think who's ever defense, like I still don't trust the Broncos. I think even last night they got lucky and won that game.
Oh, I took the Bills.
Yeah.
I took the Bills in that.
Yeah, the Broncos are, like Bo's been saying pretty much all year long. You know, the big thing about the Broncos, they're just a fourth quarter team. They don't play football for like 3 quarters, and then all of a sudden they're scoring all their points and they're getting their wins in the fourth quarter, dramatics and heroics. And you know, that's the problem, is you can't play like that in the playoffs.
Luck. That's luck.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you
can't
can't
do that in the
stick that
playoffs.
through the playoffs like that.
Yeah. Seven games with game-winning drives. That's not going to cut it.
Oh man, you took the Bills. Man, now they're going to lose.
Probably
Dang
the only time you'll see me root for the Eagles. But yes.
Yeah, right. And I didn't end up doing the Pick'em show. We were having some internet issues. It was
it's called Christmas eggnog.
So I got a question for you.
Again, because we didn't really do anything yesterday, so I didn't really do any of that. But no, we were having some instability with the internet, and I'm sure that had everything to do with the fact that everything was being streamed everywhere, right? So it was probably just messing bandwidth up as a whole. But so yeah, I didn't end up doing it. So there's that.
I know. I texted him, Joe. I texted him too. I was like, "No show today."
Yeah. Now I didn't do any shows.
Yeah,
So I mean, like in a way, it was kind of nice. I had a day off, but but yeah, it wasn't by design. It was just that I couldn't stay connected.
Yeah. And then just because I know you're over there in Italy, Joe, I'm just gonna tell you, for dessert for Christmas, my mom made a homemade cassata cake, phenomenal, and some really good strufoli. So just throwing that out there.
There you go.
That was my thing. But I had a question for you, Pags. So with Philly, so in your bracket, so we get to the playoffs, in the playoff bracket, who do you want to see? Hawks, Rams, or 49ers? Because you're getting one of the three.
And that's not actually 100% true as of yet. So it's still possible that we can get the number 2 seed. But that being said, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. I think that I'd be more nervous about the Rams than anybody else. I think our defense is better than every other defense out there. And I know that we're only the number 2 defense. There is a better defense out there plays for Houston. But short of that, I'm not afraid of Seattle's offense in the slightest bit. I think that when it comes to big games, you see Darnell, you just become darn it. You know what I mean? Like darn it.
So
I'm
you
just
guys
throwing it.
you're the number 3 defense. So it goes Houston, Seattle, Philly.
Okay.
And then the Rams,
So
Rams are 4.
I'm not afraid of that. I feel that my offense will score on your defense. Just my opinion.
I would agree
And
with that.
we'll score more points on your defense than you'll score on our defense. That's how I'll play that card. The 49ers, I think the 49ers do very well with smoke and mirrors. That's what they're doing. That is great coaching. Now,
Mhm.
great coaching can win a game. Could absolutely win a game. I
Absolutely.
don't believe that will be the case, though. I don't think that they will outcoach us. I think we will outplay them. Which brings us back to the Rams. And McVay has made a career of losing to the Eagles. He is not good. And it could be the Belichick effect. When you go back and you watch him play against Belichick in the Super Bowl, he lost that game in the beginning, before the game even started, when he was there slobbing Bill's knob, talking. You look at the conversation between him and Bill Belichick, and he was so far up his ass that's how he lost the game. He overcoached, and that's why no points were scored.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had the most prolific offense that year, and they scored 3 points. So McVay is great at out-coaching himself.
Mhm.
And I think that will be a problem because he'll see the record. He'll see that he's 1-5 against the Eagles. He'll see that every time it matters, he fails against the Eagles.
It sounds a lot like the Dodgers argument from earlier this year.
Well, I mean, but there again, you want to talk about that. I mean, the Phillies lost that.
Yeah.
The Dodgers didn't win that. You know what I mean? And ultimately, hey, if you lose the game yourself,
It's on you.
that's on you. Exactly. That's on you.
Yeah.
So, and that's what the Rams do. The Rams lose the game themselves. Now, could you call it luck that we had 2 blocked field goals in week 2?
Well,
Yes,
I mean,
you
of
can.
course. Of course.
You can call it luck. The truth of the matter is that it seems very lucky. But in the process of that, it's also dumb for them not to fix the problem the first time.
Oh, no question. Yeah.
So, I mean, we exploited it once. Let me guess, we're going to exploit it twice. And let me tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised that if we played them again, that we get another block. So, there's obviously something there.
Oh, for sure.
So we'll see. I mean, who knows? So neither one of those teams scare me.
No, I mean, when you look at the teams there at the top defensively, right? You got Seattle, Philly, and the Rams at 2, 3, and 4. And then you look at them statistically, like they're all very similar. So the good thing about that is it means however they play each other, it's going to be a great watch.
Yeah.
Like whoever's watching the games win, right? So that's the other defenses are top defenses are actually in the AFC. So obviously the Texans are number 1. You got the Patriots and then the Chargers. That's your top 6. So,
and the Patriots, I say that the Patriots are fugazi.
Oh,
I agree.
benefiting from a horrible schedule.
And even that Baltimore game, they didn't win that game. Baltimore lost that game. Bad coaching, bad decisions, and not having Lamar Jackson for a whole half of football. That was a Baltimore choking away that game. Patriots proved to me
the fact the final 2 drives didn't have Derrick Henry in
Yeah.
is the most ridiculous thing about that game. He's tearing off 7 yards of carry, and you don't have him on the field. Like, even as a decoy, like, that is wild to me.
No.
Yeah, that and the statement that he said. In hindsight, I would have had him out there. That's the fireable offense.
Yeah.
That's what you get fired for. You stand behind your decision.
Yeah.
Like, hey, they knew it was coming. They were starting to put 8 and 9 guys in the box. We thought that we would be able to get around them from that. But he wasn't even on the field. You didn't know that by not putting him out there. Let's see if they put 9 guys in the box. If he's out there on the field, I expect that they're going to try to stop him.
Scott, we're talking about strength of schedule. They played a lot of cupcake games this year.
Dude, their strength of schedule is, I mean, if you look at their winning percentage of teams, it's even under 400. It was like 391 or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
they've had the easiest schedule in like 20 something years of football. I think 19, like, it's ridiculous. So to me, that's just, they're doing what they do, right? They're beating up on weak teams. It's the stronger of the weakest beating up on the weak. But once you start to actually play somebody, you know, who actually needs fight, it's like right now the Patriots are, you know, Jake Paul versus and everybody else is Mike Tyson. You know, now they got to get in the ring with
and that's the
Joshua
thing
and like
can they tear off
the Patriots strength of schedule? The Patriots strength of schedule is ranked 32nd.
Yeah. No.
There's only 32 teams in the league, by the way, just
exactly.
so that everybody knows that.
Yeah,
I think their strength of schedule was probably below Alabama and Ohio State. Like,
interestingly enough, the other strength of schedule, who's number 31? The Denver Broncos.
Yes. Well, and that's why they've been able to. It's why I haven't had them at the top of my power rankings each week, because it's like, yeah, okay, your defense is good. No question. The defense is solid. The offense doesn't start playing until the fourth quarter, and they're beating bad teams. So it's not like they're out there beating, you know, teams you're going to see in the playoffs all the time. And yes,
in fact,
you got to win all the games, and you have to play who's on your schedule. Nobody's arguing with that. But when you're talking about, you know, power rankings and stuff like that, the teams you're playing do matter.
They do. And here it goes. Here's the whole list. Patriots 32, Broncos 31, Chargers are 30, Bears are 29. 28 is the Dallas Cowboys.
Sorry, Joe.
27 is the 49ers.
The Cowboys one is even worse when you think about it, because they weren't able to stop those teams on offense.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
I mean, man.
The Cardinals have the hardest, followed by the Raiders, followed by the Titans, and then the Giants. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there.
Yeah.
Bengals had the 5th. The Rams had the 6th.
The Giants, before the season started, was slated to have the hardest, you know, now obviously there was some major drop off on some of the teams that were normally at the top. But the Giants going into the season were supposed to have the hardest schedule, which I thought was hilarious because that team was terrible.
Yeah.
I was like, man, talk about doubling down on a bad team.
Well, actually, when you
them.
looked at the entire schedule and the entirety of the schedule, the Eagles had the hardest schedule. I mean, that was now again, this would may have been like it depends on when you go right before the season or right before preseason and stuff like that.
So
the Eagles, when the schedule came out, the Eagles had the hardest schedule, which made some sense. Obviously, you're supposed to have about the hardest schedule when you win the Super Bowl. But because of the way that they even had it set, the Eagles never had 2 home games in a row. Twice we went on the road for 2 weeks, including this week.
Finish. That's the hardest thing with the Seahawks. We have to finish on the road.
Yeah.
Like we're done with home games.
Yeah, we only get the Rams.
Yeah, we have one more home game, but like we had to go back to back. You know, Washington's not really an away game because we have so many players. We have so many people go down to Washington. We had 35,000 people in Washington Stadium. It was a home game for us, rather than Washington.
Well, Eagles fans travel well in general, right? So
I would say that the Eagles fans travel better than any other franchise. I would say that there are other franchises whose fans come out closer to the stadium. I think Eagles fans travel better than any other fans. People from Philly traveling to a game. I would say that is. Like, for instance, Seattle has got a great fan base across the country.
Yes.
There are, and I know a lot about Seattle, not only from you guys, but because of the endearment that I was granted from the Seattle fan base when I had COVID back in 2020.
Yeah.
It was like that. So I am a big fan of the Seattle fan base, and they have like factions of fan groups all across the country.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, people from Seattle don't typically leave Seattle to go anywhere, but they have a good fan base that come from around where they're playing to go into that stadium. Same thing with like Pittsburgh. Same thing with the Cowboys. Like the Cowboys have fans everywhere.
Yeah, Green Bay fans travel quite a bit too.
And not only that what makes the Cowboys fan base seem so much larger is that they have a very strong international fan base. Yeah. So when you're in Mexico, if you're in Mexico, you're going to travel to them. Like, they will come from any Latin country, and they travel to any South game. If the Cowboys are playing in Tampa, you're going to get a big contingent from Puerto Rico and a big contingent from the Dominican Republic and Mexico and in that side. Same thing with the West. When they're playing out in LA, you're going to get all of the Tijuana and Mexico City group to come up to there. As you get north, the Eagles have a great fan base on this side of Canada. On the eastern side of Canada, there's tremendous Eagles support for, that they come down. I'm talking from Winnipeg on over. In Vancouver, it's funny because I'm starting to see a lot of people from Vancouver that are Eagles fans. I didn't realize Vancouver was such an Eagles support group. Like, they have a big fan base over that way. I thought that would mostly be Seattle.
It is mostly Seattle, but yeah, there's definitely like groups for other teams.
Yeah. I mean, it's as it should be. I mean, listen, when you're in a different country, it doesn't matter who you're rooting for. It's
for sure.
I find it funny that like Toronto has a huge Eagles component because they hate the Flyers, in Toronto. Same thing with Montreal. They hate the Flyers, but yet they have a big Eagles fan base. And I wonder if it's the hate for a different sports team creates the love for the different sport.
Well, I think it's just because you don't have a representative from whatever
in football. And,
a lot of times especially when it's from another country, you're rooting for the games you get to see, right? So you're going to get to see the teams that are winning. That's how there's such a big following for the Seahawks in Germany, because when they really started getting the NFL was in like 2013.
No, I disagree with you, Scott. Patriots fans do not travel well. Patriots fans, again, fall into the category of a lot of millennials are Patriots fans because of Tom Brady. So you have the fair weather fans. People from Boston people from Boston don't like to travel much. Again, it's difference between the white collar and the blue collar. And Boston's very white collar.
A ton of them in Miami.
Yeah, because they want to get into the heat. And, it's like that's all they go down there for, because Miami kicks your ass every time you go play in Miami. But So it's, I mean, as far as like traveling fan bases, there are a couple of them, but for the most part, like, yeah, I would say the Eagles, uh, Steelers also, Steelers also have a good traveling fan base. Uh, Cleveland, of all places, as funny as that sounds, Cleveland's fan base like to go to games. I
Yeah.
guess they're just a very big glutton for punishment.
I was just thinking they were just trying to get out of Cleveland.
That could be too.
Yeah, exactly. Like, anywhere to
Whatever
go,
the
anywhere
excuse
but here.
Exactly. Whatever the excuse, let's just get on a plane.
Yeah. No, that's true.
So
Yeah.
yeah. That being said,
Yeah.
it's that's why I have no fear going to any away stadium, because I know that there is always going to be, like, if we have to go to Chicago, or if it's 2 versus 3,
Sure.
and we have to go to Chicago, or we have to go to the 49ers, like, which I suspect is going to have to happen, that we're going to wind up having to go play the NFC Championship game. No offense to you guys, but I think that we're going to have to play the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl in Levi Stadium. Is it Levi?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, Levi Stadium. And that'll be the first time that happens.
Yeah, I think you're right there, Scott. The Bears are probably a one and done. Whoever comes out of the South is a
They
one.
got to play the Packers, and the Packers are so beat up. I'd love to see the Packers win that game, because that means we'd have 2 home games. I just don't see it. I just think that that coach is too good a coach for him to have a team that's decimated as bad as the Packers are beat them. He's lost his 1 game. This wouldn't be a clean sweep for the season. I fully believe that it's like he's learned his lesson, and there's no chance the Packers win that game if it's that 2 versus 7.
I mean, they shouldn't. It's just if they're in their head.
Right. Well, and it depends on how Chicago finishes out. Obviously, if Chicago loses to the 49ers, again, I start to think about that. Like, you start to see the waiver of, is it like the college team mindset? Once you lose the 1, you can't get up for the 2nd. And then losing 2 games in a row and then going into the playoffs, does that start to get into your head?
I think it depends on how you lose the game too.
Sure.
Like if it's a close game and you just lose, you're probably fine. If you get smacked in the face by the Niners, then all of a sudden, yeah, that can be like, uh-oh.
Yes, Scott, Chicago would have to lose both games. The Packers would have to win both games. I don't see that happening. For that to happen. And then it would be the 3rd seed, the 3 seed. And I don't know if the Packers would get Chicago as the 6th seed. You know what I mean? So there's way too much would have to occur to have that occur. Chicago going on the road. If Chicago has to go on the road, it's likely they're going to be the 5 seed, and they would wind up going to play Tampa. Or
yeah, I mean, Green Bay
Carolina
likely wins this next one because they're playing the Ravens.
I don't know about that.
The Ravens look defeated.
Yeah, their season's over anyway, right? They're out.
No,
Yeah,
not yet.
They still have a chance.
They still have a
But
chance.
it's a very small chance. But
I mean, Pittsburgh wins this week, and they win.
that's it.
Yeah, they win it.
Yeah, they have to win out. They need Pittsburgh to lose out, and then they also need some other help, I think.
And Pittsburgh's playing Cleveland.
And they should beat Cleveland.
But they play the Ravens the following week. So if Cleveland wins, if he breaks the sack record this week, which I suspect that he will,
Henry will have to get 40 carries because Lamar is likely not to play. So with Lamar out, I just don't believe in Huntley orchestrating a win. That's why I think Green Bay gets that one.
You think Huntley would be able to, in a sense? He's been around forever.
Pro Bowler.
Case, right?
All right.
Yeah.
I forgot to Pro Bowler Huntley.
Yeah, right. Like you think he could orchestrate a win. I mean, at this point, do you even play Huntley or do you give Cooper Rush a chance? I know Cooper didn't do well as
No chance.
No chance. Yeah. No,
No chance.
Yeah.
You,
No.
only because
Lamar's
Huntley.
not playing. Lamar's not playing.
Only because Huntley is, like, listen, you are still trying to get into the playoffs. And if by chance Cleveland upsets Pittsburgh, you now are playing for the division in the last week of the season.
That's true.
Uh,
I'm going to agree with Bo though. Baltimore just looks defeated. I mean, if you're making bad decisions like that, like last week to me was a nail in the coffin. I find it interesting that this year's playoff teams, all the big boys are out except for the Bills. Everybody's out. It's almost like did the NFL decide last year they jumped the shark and they had to put my tinfoil hat on and rewrite the script, all new teams, because it's crazy. Such a drastic transition of teams.
Mhm.
So.
It is kind of cool though. There could be 4 divisions up for grabs in week 18. I know we're running a little over here, but it would be the Panthers, Buccaneers,
Yeah.
the Steelers, Ravens, the Chargers and Broncos, and the 49ers and the Seahawks. Out of those 4 games, which game are you putting at 8:00?
out of which one? Sorry.
Out of those 4 games
Those 4 games, because all 4 could be for the division. Seahawks, 49ers, the Chargers versus the Broncos, the Ravens versus the Steelers, and the Buccaneers and the Panthers.
Niners, Hawks.
Yeah, Niners, Hawks are the
Because that's likely number one overall seed.
Yeah.
Well, could be for Broncos, Chargers too, also getting the number 1 seed, depending on how
New England goes. Yeah.
New England goes. Yeah. So it could be both number 1 seeds doing that. But that is what the NFL wanted.
Yep.
Week 18 matters.
Yes.
In so many ways.
I mean, most of these week 18 games are for
the Texans are not playing the Jaguars though, Joe. That's what I'm talking about. If you listen to what I'm saying, these 2 teams are going to win the division. Whoever wins the division. The Texans aren't playing the Jaguars.
Capiche?
And then to answer that question about Jordan Love, he has not officially been cleared. So don't know yet.
But Willis looked better than Huntley anyway, so
no question about it.
Even if it's the battle of the backups, Green Bay's got the better backup.
Yeah,
at this point.
So
the battle of the bastards.
We'll go with Green Bay.
But yeah, no, I'm excited for Week 18. It's definitely going to be a good one. We'll see what happens after this week. So.
Yep. Well, that's the thing, right? Like what happens this week
changes a lot too.
Is big for next week. So.
Because Chicago wins, the whole San Francisco Seattle is out the door. Battle is out the door. No stress if Seattle wins. Then we got a 2-game lead.
Yeah, there's
right.
No, that's not the case.
We'd still have to win. Well, no,
because if
we win, Chicago wins this week.
That's the thing. If the Niners lose today and we beat the Panthers, then yes, the stress would be gone. Because even if we lose head to head, we would still have a game on the Niners. That being said.
You've got to still win that game against the Niners, or else the Rams win.
That's what I was about to say. Is so you need to win out, but it would eliminate the Niners from the conversation.
Yeah,
correct. So, they would finish as the 6th seed.
Yeah, and Saturday's huge for play. Like it's the last couple of weeks is going to be exciting. Because there's a lot on the line for all these games, and then the bottom of the basement games. Who cares? They're playing for draft seeding, really. So, but the teams at the top, all the games matter. So, pretty cool. That being said, We are a little over time, so let's get out of here. If you are watching, be sure to like and subscribe. Helps us bring our stuff to you. That like button is huge for us. And otherwise, enjoy all the games. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. We'll see y'all next week. Take it easy, everybody.
Peace.